Hello and welcome to the daily number workout for grade 5, 5th grade. Today we're working on the number 57. So let's start off with our word form. You should be being pretty good with these word forms. 57. And since 7 is in the ones place value, it is an odd number. So let's move on to our factors. 1 times 57 equals 57. 2 does not go in because it is an odd number. 3 goes in 19 times. So if you don't have that, get it written down. 4 does not go in because it's an odd number. 5 does not go in because it needs to end with a 0 or a 5. 6 does not go in because it's odd. 7 does not go in because 7 goes into 56. And then 7 more would be 63. 8 doesn't go in because it's odd. 9 doesn't go in because 5 plus 7 is 12. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. So 9 doesn't go in. 10 doesn't go in because it doesn't end with a 0. And because 19 is a prime number, we're going to say we're done. Okay, let's move on. So our next category is multiples of 57. So I'm gonna move my paper up so you can see better. So of course, 1 times 57 is 57. Let's do 2 times 57. So if you did not get to this work and you need help with multiplying, this is a good time to follow along right as I go. 2 times 7 is 14. Drop the 4, carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So we have 114 as our 2 57s. 3 57s. 3 times 7 is 21. Drop the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 171. 57 times 4. 4 times 7 is 28. Drop the 8, carry the 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. So we have 228. 57 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Drop the 5, carry the 3. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. 285. 57 times 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Drop the 2, carry the 4. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4 is 34. So we have 342. 56 times 8. Up times 7. Silly me. Don't erase, just write over it. 7 times 7 is 49. Drop the 9, carry the 4. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 4 is 39. So 399. 57 times 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Drop the 6, carry the 5. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 5 is 45. 456. 57 times 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Drop the 3, carry the 6. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 6 is 51. 513, 513. And then, of course, 10 times any number is that number with a 0 in the ones place, 570. All right, looking good. Hopefully you just checked those all off and patted yourself on the back. Let's move on to our partial numbers that we're working on, which is fractions, decimals, and percents and ratio. Whoops, they're sticking together on me. All right. So I'm just going to line these up so it's nice and neat. And let's get to work. So if we have 57 hundredths, we look up at the top here, and I'm going to roll this down. 57 doesn't go into 100 evenly. 19 does not. 3 does not. So 1 is the only factor that goes into 100 as well. And that means we have this in lowest terms. So we're going to just leave it right there. That means we cannot divide both the top and the bottom number by any number to get an even number. We could divide it by all kinds of things and get remainders. We don't want any remainders on this. So we're just going to say that's it. 57 hundredths converts into 57 hundredths in decimal. That would be 0 and 57 hundredths. And that converts into 57%. We walked into a store and they had a 57% sale going on. We get 57 cents off of every dollar. And the ratio would be 57 colon 100 or 57 to 100. Let's write this out in words. So this one would be 57 hundredths. With that TH, meaning it's a partial number. It's not a whole number. And then we have 0 and for the decimal, 57 hundredths. And if we were to write this in dollar and cents form, we would have a dollar sign, $0.57, and that's how we would write it. $0. And for the decimal, 57 cents. So there we have it. Our partial numbers, our fractions, our decimals, percents, ratios, and dollars and cents. All right, let's get with our area and perimeter. So this one's another one that is not many factor pairs, so we're going to do all of it today. So when you have a little short list, it's easier to do all of it, and it's quick and painless. So let's draw the first one, of course, which would be 57 by 1, and we would write that area equals 57 times 1, which equals, of course, 57 square units. And that perimeter would equal 57 plus 1 plus 57 plus 1, which equals, well, 2 57s according to our multiples is 114. 115, 116, so 116 units would be the perimeter of that. We stand it on n, 1 by 57. We have 1 times 57, of course, equals 57 square units. And the perimeter then would be 1 plus 57 plus 1 plus 57 equals, and since this is just the same numbers in a different order, we know it's the same, so we don't have to add it twice. All right, and then our other one would be a 19 by 3. So I'm going to draw this rectangle to represent 19 by 3. So our area equals 19 times 3, which equals 57 square units. And our perimeter then would be 19 plus 3 plus 19 plus 3 equals. So 2 19s we know is 50, I'm sorry, 2 19s we know is 38 plus 6 would be 44 units. Our next one would be a 3 by 19, which equals 57 square units. So that would be 3 by 19, 3 by 19. And our perimeter would be, of course, 3 plus 19 plus 3 plus 19 equals 44 units. All right, and we're done with our area. Let's move on to volume. Since we only have 2 factor pairs, we're going to go for it. So our volume, the first one would be 57 by 1 by 1. 57 by 1 by 1. So I'm going to write that out equals 57 by 1 by 1 equals 57 cubic units. Then we have a 1 by 57 by 1. 1 by 57 by 1 tall. So we would write that 1 wide by 57 deep by 1 tall equals 57 cubic units. Okay, then we're going to have a 1 wide by 1 deep by 57 tall. 1 by 1 by 57. Oops. So that would look like this, 1 by 1 by 57, of course, equals 57 cubic units. All right, our next would be a 3 by 19 by 1. 3 by 19 by 1. 3 by 19 by 1, which equals 57 cubic units. Then we would have a 3 wide by 1 tall by, I'm sorry, 1 deep by 19 tall. Oops, let me draw that one over here. A 3 by 1 by 19. So we're just taking this other one and standing it on its head, 3 by 1 by 19. So we have 3 by 1 by 19. We're just rearranging that same one. All right, so we have 3 at the beginning. Let's do 19 at the beginning. So we got, I'm going to draw it over here. 19 by 3 by 1. Nineteen by 3 by 1 equals 57 cubic units. And then we got a 19 by 1 by 3. So that would look something like this. 19 by 1 by 3. And we're just changing up those numbers again. All right, and then we have a 1 by 19 by 3. 1 by 19 by 3 equals 57 cubic units. And then we have a 1 by 3 by 19. Oops, equals. And there we have it, our volume for the number 57. If we have 57 cubes, we would draw it in all those different ways. All right, that's it for today. Have a great day.